Okay, we've got a lot to talk about in this 5-minute meta video. I've had a few takes trying to fit it all into one video, so I'm going to keep the preamble very short. I'm Fish, this is Pallet Town PvP. This is a 5-minute breakdown of the Holiday Cup meta. If you want to take a look at a complete, very in-depth breakdown that takes a couple of hours, then you can find that video here. In the meantime, if we look at the rankings, so we've got Aurorus at the top of the list, and Aurorus is one of the 3 Pokemon that I would look at that are your rock throwers, and that I think are gonna like define the meta, and everything is gonna be built around them. Aurorus is the top one. I'm actually preferring Alolan Graveler here because not only does it do just as well as Aurorus against flyers, it also beats Aurorus, and it also doesn't lose as badly to the fighters. Like, it can beat Vigoroth if it successfully baits, and I think that's the case with Obstagoon as well. So I really like Graveler here. The other one that I'm looking at is Dunsparce with the Rock Slide Drill Run combination. Can hit so much of the meta for super effective damage, and I'm really rating it. So speaking of Dunsparce, there's a lot of really viable normal types. I've talked about Vigoroth and Obstagoon, 2 normal types with counter, and normally they have such a great dichotomy because the things that really hardwall Vigoroth, in particular your ghosts, they get beaten very comfortably by the Obstagoon. However, in this meta, I don't think the ghosts are going to be as popular. There is one exception that I'll talk about later. There's also a new kid on the block in this double, and I'm actually rating double higher than Vigoroth and Obstagoon because it's slightly spammier, getting to those body slams 1 turn quicker. Payback is a really nice coverage move, and I like double kick. I think it beats, with its bulk as well, I think it beats the other 2, which is crazy. Now, we've talked about Dunsparce. I like Zangoose as a pivot. Pidgeot rated higher than I think it should be because it just gets so badly walled by your rock types. And Noctowl, this is weird. How, like, it's spent all season, like, right up the top of any meta it's in, and now it's down at 51. I was talking to Noctowl earlier, and it was like, I'm not used to this. I was already used to the fame that I was getting at the beginning of the season. Speaking of flying types, we've got Altaria and Charizard are your biggest 2 flying types, and they have a really nice interplay with each other. So, depending on the energy situation and the shield situation, that can vastly affect who comes out of this, the victor. I believe Charizard generally has the upper hand. We were looking at how Altaria wins the 1 shield against Shadowzard, but then Shadowzard can flip that with 2 wing attacks of energy lead. So it's really close and really dynamic. I love that. Charizard will get walled by Lantern, which Altaria can do a little better with, which that is something to keep in mind. Lantern will be pretty popular. The other flyer to look at is Mandibuzz with Snarl over Air Slash in this meta. Ice types. We've talked about Aurorus already. I'm loving Shadow Abomasnow. I think, like, Shadow Abomasnow is a little bit like Swampert, where it's such a fantastic balance of speed versus charge move pressure, and it does a little bit more with its fast moves than Swampert does because of Powder Snow, right? And I think with its typing as well, it just hits so much of the meta for super effective damage, just like your Dunsparce, so I'm really rating Abomasnow. Alolan Sandslash, it recommends Bulldoze there. I don't think so. I think Gyro Ball is the better way to go as your second move. It's exactly the same stats as Bulldoze, and it's hitting so many more things for super effective than what the Bulldoze is in situations where Ice Punch is not the way to go. So flyers, you obviously want to throw Ice Punch, but like anything that's not flying that like resists Ice Punch, Gyro Ball is going to be better there. You've got Alolan Ninetales, that'll be okay, but it might struggle a bit. Frostlass is Frostlass. Give it an energy lead, it'll terrorize the opposing team, right? Like, shields down, Frostlass has got this, right? You've got your electric types. Togedemaru, interestingly, recommending Gyro Ball there instead of Fellstinger. Lantern, you need Water Gun if you want to beat the rocks. You need Spark if you want to beat an opposing Lantern or Altaria. And Galvantula is a really good one that I would look at as well. It actually has a really interesting matchup with Alolan Graveler because it's not as bad as you might think. Like if you get a couple of lunges off, like you can flip that one. Finally, you've got your grasses. We've talked about Abomasnow. I really like Lurantis with that Leaf Blade superpower combination. Great against your rocks. One-shots Aurorus. Beats the fighters in your Vigoroth, Obstagoon double. Really like that. Trevenant, that's going to be a lot more prominent than what its ranking suggests because of the prominence of both Vigoroth and Alolan Graveler. And I think that's it for your grasses, and I think that's it for this meta. We got through it, so let us know what you plan to run in your battles. Put them in the comments, join the conversation, and good luck with your battles.